Joe here. Person with disabilities, primarily invisible disabilities. How is everyone? Y'all doing okay? Sorry, I just had to run out and get my mail. So yeah, how is everybody? Did yeah, I tried to what's that called? I thought I could anyway, sorry, I'm a little distracted. I ordered something and I cannot believe they're already here. So that's kind of cool. Okay. Hi, JoeHart here. I'm hoping to start rather consistently having Monday for results and standings and Tuesday for This Week in Motorsports, and then Wednesday, be extra overflow, and then Thursday on is, the actual events that are scheduled. I mean, that also included the March Madness, which used to be Thursday through Sunday. Now we're in the Final Four, so that's only Saturday, Monday. This coming Saturday and then this coming Monday is the only things. So let's see here. So, okay. So, yeah. So I'm going to probably start with Formula E. Thank you, Nightbot. Is that the, yeah, that was it. Thank you. That's too. Anyway, okay, so I'm going to probably start with, I'm going to just do what my, the description there says. Formula E and then COTA, then Formula 1 standings, and then hopefully keep this pretty tight on the time. My streams these days are rather intimate, and I don't expect to grow hugely, but I think I struggle with growing at all. I guess I don't know the formula for YouTube Live, but I'm going to keep trying and see what I can do. I had some helpers, and a couple of them needed to take off and go elsewhere. And I don't know, I don't know what the formula is. So I hope this starts to begin to grow, and it's not all about having viral videos, and you can have a slow and steady growth. But anyway, I would love to get people's ideas and stuff. But anyway, so let's start with Formula E. Let me go back off to the banners here. Take that down. Comments. Sweet Melissa. Hey, sweet Melissa. How are you? Thank you for coming by. It's good to see you. I think I often tell people that I don't always find comments in a timely fashion, and I think I came up with one of your comments just within the last week, and it was several months old, I think, or something, but I responded. So I'm, sorry about that. I just don't know where to always find things. So, how you doing, sweet Melissa? It's good to see you. Thank you for being here. So yeah, I'm going to probably start with the results, Formula E, COTA, and I'm going to just do the one COTA race. I'm not going to do all three, just the one, the cup race, the top one. And then Formula 1 hasn't gone for a couple of weeks, but they're coming this weekend in Australia, and that's pretty exciting for me. So I'll talk about the standings and all that stuff. And they've only had 2 races so far. This is their 3rd race. So I usually compare the drivers and the constructors' standings to last year, since it's only been 2 races. And there's some big differences. But anyway, let me do the Formula E first. So that's it there. So let me bring that. Present, share screen, share screen. The show home of Formula E. Okay, now I'll come back. Oh, good. Warm here in Pennsylvania. Nice. I don't usually even notice those kind of things. I think it's chilly. My apartment is usually very warm, so I open up the windows a lot. And I just had them all open, and I was like, oh, it's good to have that cool air coming in. But it seemed brisk, so I don't know what it is. I guess it's low 40s or something like that. But it's good to hear that you're warm in Pennsylvania and such. And so yeah, thank you. So I'm gonna, if you don't mind, I'm gonna start with the Formula E race results here. I'll probably try to go through it as quickly as possible because not many people probably know much about Formula E. I covered it all weekend, which was very fun. I enjoyed that. So let me do full screen layout. So I am off screen for you all, but now I'm going to go off screen for me so I can read it. So this is, as you can see, it's ABB Formula E FIA 4 World Championship, and this is the race results. This was the 6th race of 16, and it was in Sao Paulo, Brazil. And it was Saturday, March 25th. And so there it is, round 6. And I guess they're not going to show many drivers on the screen. So there was 22 drivers in the race, I believe. And the winner is Mitch Evans, and the second is Nick Cassidy. I think they're both from I think those flags are New Zealand, which is kind of cool. And then our Australia, but I think it's New Zealand. So Mitch won. Nick Cassidy got second. Sam Bird got third. And you can see there it has the team, Jaguar, Envision, and Jaguar. So Jaguar got first and third, which is really great. But it also shows what they started. So Mitch Evans started third and got first, which is good. Nick Cassidy, 5th and got second. That's moving up. And then Sam Bird, 10th to 3rd. That's a lot of moving. And then DaCosta, Antonio Felix DaCosta, he was on the front row, but he finished 4th. And Jean-Eric Verne finished 5th. And Stoffel Van Dorn was on the pole. That's what that green P is. P for pole. He gets an extra 3 points, I think, something like that. So he was 6th. He's probably the most famous driver in Formula E because he used to be in Formula 1. He's a big fish in a small pond now, and he used to be a very small fish in a big pond, but people knew him. Pascal Wehrlein. Before this race, Pascal was top in points. We'll see what it is after this. But and then Jake Hughes is 8th. 9, Rene Rast. 10, Sebastian Buemi. 11th, Maximilian Max Gunther. 12, Andre Lauderer. He started 21st and he finished 12th. That's not bad. And look at Lucas Degrassi. Did the same move, nine positions. So Lucas Degrassi finished 13th and started 22nd. 14th, Robin Franz started 20th. Let me go back onto the screen here. Sure, go ahead. I don't follow racing, but I do love March Madness. Yeah, I am. We can talk about that too, for sure. Yeah, we want to talk about the Final Four and who's made it and stuff. They're the lowest seed teams in forever. I bet it's a record. I wanted to do that research, but I did not do that research. But I bet it's a record on how low the seeds are. You know, low. It's like turning an air conditioner up. I never knew if you turned the air conditioner up, does that get cooler or warmer? So same thing, if a lower seed, does that mean a lower number or a higher number? I think it means a higher number. Anyway, I think it's 5, 5, 6, and 9, which are incredibly bad instead of saying low and high. But, I mean, those are really low seeds to be in the Final Four. So that's so cool. All right, 14th, Robin Franz. 15, Oliver Rowland. 16, Sergio Set Camera. 17, Dan Ticktum. And all these did not classify. Wow, that's a lot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 did not classify. You can't really put them in order since they didn't classify, but they are in order. So Jake Dennis is kind of 18th. Eduardo Montoro is kind of 19th, but they didn't classify, so you cannot be ranked. You don't have a position. Sasha Fenestras, I don't know how to say his name. That's a new driver to me. 20th. Nico Mueller is one of my favorite, 21, and Norman Nato, 22. So that's the results. And then let's see if we can find standings. Let's see here. Pascal Wehrlein is still number one. Okay, let me go back off stage here. Okay, sure, go ahead. So yeah, maybe we can talk about March Madness after I do go through this, so we can wait for the COTA and the Formula 1. So okay, hold on. So let's see here. So we've got. Let me go back off stage. Back off screen. So Pascal Wehrlein is still number one in 86 points. Jake Dennis still 2, 62 points now. They're really close now. Nick Cassidy is only 1 point behind. He's third. Jean-Eric Verne is fourth at 60. Oh my goodness. It's all by 1 point. 62, 61, 60, 58. Those are four very close people. So Jake Dennis, Nick Cassidy, Jean-Eric Verne, and Antonio Felix de Costa are very close to each other. And then the next four are kind of together. So Sam Bird, Sebastian Buemi, Rene Rast, and Mitch Evans are all pretty close. 44, 42, 40, and 39. And then it jumps a little bit. And Jake Hughes is all by himself. 32. Stoffel Van Dorn is kind of close to the 18. So 11, 12, 13 is kind of close. 11, Stoffel Van Dorn was 22. I think he's defending his championship of last year. So it's weird for him to be 11th. But 12th, Lucas Degrassi has 18 points. Andre Leonard, 18 points. So those three are kind of close. Then it jumps down to 11, which 11, 10, 9, 8, 7. Those are, it's pretty low. So a point is a lot. But let's just group them together anyway, since they're only a point apart from each other. So Norman Nato is 14th at 11. Sergio Set Camera, 15th at 10. Dan Ticktum, 16th at 9. Oliver Rowland, 17th at 8. And then one more, I think. Yeah. Sancha Fenestras, 18th is 7. Then Eduardo, since a point is a lot, he's kind of by himself. He's 3 behind the one above him and 3 ahead of the one below him. So 19th, Eduardo Mortara is 3 points. And then a bunch of zeros. I don't know how many that is. 2, 4 zeros. So Maximilian Gunther, Nico Mueller, Robin Franz, and Kelvin Vanderlyn. I don't know how to say his name, but those all 4 are zeros. So that's the standings. So let me go back off here. And so okay, yeah. So sweet Melissa, what do you think of this March Madness? It's been pretty amazing. Let me see what I got here. So I guess we'll do the Elite 8 results, and then we talk about the so Saturday 2, yesterday 2, and then the next. Okay. So let me let's see here. So let me share screen. March Madness. Okay, here's March Madness. That's weird. It changed what it was. Maybe I clicked on something. Okay. So let's see if this is it. Okay. So on Saturday, that was the first of 2 days for Elite 8. And Sunday, March 26th, was the second day of 2 days for Elite 8. So on Saturday, the first game, 9th seed Florida Atlantic beat 3rd seed Kansas State. That's the biggest upset. They're 9th seed. They're the lowest one. And then the second game of Saturday, number 4 UConn beat number 3 Gonzaga. Now, a lot of people don't ever consider UConn being a underdog or a long shot, but they are ranked 4th seed. So if there were no upsets and we were in the Final Four, they would all be 1-1-1-1. But all the 1s were beaten, all the 2s were beaten, and all the 3s were beaten, I believe. So that's unheard of for all that to happen. I bet this is a record. I really do. And then yesterday's game was the 3rd and 4th game of the Elite 8. So the first game for yesterday, San Diego State, which I guess was the favorite by a little bit, they were 5th seed, and they were over 6th seed Creighton by 1 point, 57-56. That was a really incredible game. The time ran out, and then they thought there was a foul. They recalled a foul and moved the time back to 1.2 seconds, and it was pretty incredible. Anyway, so the last game was Miami, Florida, 5th seed beat number 2 seed Texas. So now those are the 4 games. So now we're into the Final Four. So that's this coming Saturday. Saturday, April 1st is the NCAA tournament Final Four. So it's 2 games on Saturday. The first game, and like I said, this is 9th, 5th, 5th, 4th. That's incredible to have such low seeds. I'll call that low seed. So I think that's what it is. I think a 1 is a high seed and a 16 is a low seed. So these are really low seeds to be in the Final Four. So anyway, the first game on April 1st, Saturday, is at 6:09. I think they're all CBS. I think this is CBS. I'm sure there's a pre-show. I don't know what time that starts. But 9th seed Florida Atlantic is going up against 5th seed San Diego State. Both underdogs, but you got it. One's got to be the favorite. So I guess San Diego's the favorite. By the way, one of the someone picked San Diego State to win back when there were 16 teams or 8 teams. I think when there were 16. And I was like, wow, that's a weird pick. But here they are. It's possible. It's definitely possible. Then the second game on Saturday, April 1st, is at about 8:49. It's generally 30 minutes after the end of the first game. So that's an estimated time. So that's now 5th seed Miami, Florida against 4th seed UConn. They're pretty close, 5th and 4th, but still, I guess, Miami's more the underdog. So, yeah, what do you think of all that? Do you, sweet Melissa, do you have right? So what do you think of those? That's pretty incredible, don't you think, sweet Melissa? Oh, sorry, I thought I was on camera. So yeah, that's a heck of I mean, I haven't been following it real closely for several years, a couple decades, for a while. But I don't believe they've ever been that low of a seed. So I love that. I love underdogs. I don't like dynasties. I don't like dominations. I don't like bullies. I don't like number ones. So it's kind of strange. So anyway, so yeah, I mean, I always get a little sad when it gets to the Final Four because I'm like, oh, it's almost over. And a lot of times the first round games are really exciting, and the second round game, I mean, there's so many games that are just as exciting, if not more, than the Final Four. And, by the time it gets to the championship, I'm like, well, those are pretty cool. Yes, I've never seen it like this. Yeah, that's pretty wild. I mean, no first seeds. All 4 first seeds lost. All 4 second seeds lost. All 4 third seeds lost. And then whatever, I think there's 1 4th seed. So 15 of the I'm sorry, that would be for Sweet 16. I was going to say 15 of the 16 favorites lost, but that would be for the Sweet 16 if there was 16 teams left. It would be all the 1 through 4s, but 15 of those 16 are gone now. Anyway, it's the wrong round, so it doesn't make as much sense. But so yeah, I don't know if I have a favorite. I always just go for underdogs. I mean, I went to University of Louisville, Kentucky, and my family went to University of Kentucky in Lexington, and so we had rivals within the family and stuff. And I didn't do well in college. I'm associated with 5 colleges. So usually when the brackets come out, I'm like, oh, there's my school, and that's my school, and that's my school, and that's my school. But I'm not really, I mean, when you go to that many schools, you don't really have your heart sold on one, because I did so poorly. I had to keep going to other schools. So anyway, I don't know. I mean, if I had to just blindly pick one, I'd blindly pick Florida Atlantic because they're such a long shot. And they're from Florida, and that's cool. But I guess Miami's from Florida. And oddly enough, my family's from Kentucky, but my extended family's from Connecticut, and a couple of my first cousins played on UConn's basketball games. So that probably ought to be who I cheer for. San Diego State, I don't think I have any connection. I think my ex-wife's father used to live there, but my ex-wife didn't do anything with her father. So I didn't do anything with her father either. Miami, Florida, I would love to go to the Miami Formula 1 race coming up in May. And I went last year for the inaugural, but I don't think I'm going back. So yeah, I just don't have any real connections. So I do too. You do too. What, you like the underdogs? I'm sorry, I didn't catch what I was saying when you said I do too. But that's pretty cool. That's some good stuff. 2 games on Saturday, then 1 game on Monday. It's almost over. Oh, that you kind of get depressed when it gets to the Final Four. Maybe that's what you're talking about. Because it is a little sad with that. Sorry with my synapses that don't always work. I don't always connect comments to what I had been saying. So, but anyway, cool. So I might continue with the COTA, but we can feel free to talk about anything and everything. So we can keep talking about March Madness for sure. But let me, yes, the underdogs, and they're all 4 underdogs. But yeah, Florida Atlantic is the underest of the underdogs. So that's always really cool. So cool. So let me see here. Race results. Wow. Okay, let's go to that. So this is, COTA is Circuit of the Americas, and NASCAR had a triple header there. All 3 series performed their race there this weekend. So it was NASCAR Cup Series, which is the top series, and then NASCAR Xfinity Series, which is the second, and then NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series. I have trouble saying that because it's a new sponsor. So NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series. So all 3 of them raced, but I'm going to just talk about the Cup because I want to keep this, kind of to a 30, 40-minute stream. It might be pretty quick or really quick for me, relatively quick for me. So, okay, let me, I'm going to go off. I'm going to go full screen layout. So I'm off the screen for you, but then I'm going to go off the screen for me. So I won't see your comments. So this is the NASCAR Series race number 6. Race results for the Echo Park Automotive Grand Prix, Sunday, March 26, 2023. Circuit of the Americas. I wanted to say what COTA was, but I didn't earlier. Circuit of the Americas, otherwise known as COTA, in Austin, Texas. 3.426 or 62. 3.426. That is supposed to be 3.426, not 1. So 3.426 mile paved. Total race length, I don't know if they multiplied it correctly, but 75 laps should be something. I don't know if it's 255, 75 miles, but it probably is. Anyway, this is the order. Let me scroll up a little bit. Then let me go back on the screen, see if there's any comments and stuff. Let's see here. That's the my reels and shorts. I would really appreciate it if people would like. By the way, I've used every character in that description there, so that's why I just say watch. That's not very, it's kind of short and curt and possibly marginally rude, and I didn't mean to be that. I would like to say, please click on my link and look at it and see if you like it, please follow and subscribe and all that stuff. But I'm trying to lean more toward my reels and shorts and stuff. And those are all the same. StreamYard lets me make one video and then I send it to all 4 of those links. So you can follow me on all 4, but they're the exact same short. But I would love people to watch my short if they would want to. So starting from the bottom, it would be my YouTube channel, JoeHart PwD's 8641, and that's shorts. And then my backup channel, which is Francis Assistant Shorts. Francis Assistant dash Nancy Kevin 1 George Charlie. That's a random number. And then a Facebook page, which is JoeHart PwD's, the Reels tab. And all those tabs work. In YouTube, those all work. And then Instagram.com, NASCAR Inc. /reels/ and that's my Twitter account also is NASCAR Inc. So, okay. So, let's take that off and then I'll try to do this as best as I can. So, okay. So, Tyler Reddick won the race last night or yesterday. Yeah, it was pretty late last night. He started second and finished first. His car number 45, Tyler Reddick. It's Monster Energy Toyota. 75 laps was the total race. Stage 1 position, he's not even in the top 10. Stage 2 position, 1. Total points he scored was 50, and the status of his engine was running. And those times laps are the number of different times that he led the race. And so see, it's 6, 6, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. And I don't know if that adds up to the whole race because there's probably numbers below that. But anyway, Tyler led the race at 6 different times for a total of 41 laps, and he got 6 playoff points. Anyway, Kyle Busch is number 2. Alex Bowman, number 3. Ross Chastain, 4th. William Byron, Austin Cindric, Rick Stenhouse Jr., Chris Buescher, Ty Gibbs, Todd Gilliland is top 10. I'm going to look at the Chevrolets because they were super heavy. And I'm going to just say the manufacturers in the top 10. So it doesn't look like Chevrolet blew them all away. They did in qualifications. But anyway, Toyota, Chevy, Ford, Toyota, Ford. So, I mean, there's a lot of Chevys, but there always are. So anyway, 11th, Corey LaJoie. Wow. He's not usually that far up. So I came back on screen to look for comments, but I don't see any comments or people coming or going. So I want to go back off stage. So 11th, Corey LaJoie, Michael McDowell, Kevin Harvick, Kyle Larson, Chase Briscoe, Denny Hamlin, Martin Truex Jr., Jenson Button was one of the Formula 1 celebrities or ringers or whatever you want to call it, but an elder Formula 1 champion. Jenson Button was 18th. Justin Haley, Noah Gragson, Ryan Blaney, Harrison Burton, Eric Jones, Jordan Taylor was, he drove for the number 9. He drove for Chase Elliott. Chase broke his leg a few weeks ago, and Josh Berry's doing all his ovals, but Jordan Taylor was asked to cover COTA. And so 24th is not very good for him. He ought to do something good, better than that. 25th, Cody Ware. Holy moly, that's really good. 26th, Josh Bilicki, Daniel Suarez. Oh, poor guy. 27th, Joey Logano, bomber. 28th. And then Kimi Räikkönen is another one of the elder Formula 1 celebrities. They call them ringers, but it's really celebrities. So he has a 29th. I don't know what the asterisk is. I guess it'll tell us at the bottom. But he has an asterisk that's to his name. Eric Almirola, Christopher Bell, Ryan Preece, Austin Dillon. And I want to look over to the side, back to the status, and they're all running until Christopher Bell, 31st, accident. So let me scroll up so we can get all of the bottom. So that's all of the bottom. Let me go back onto the screen, see if there's, yes, the underdogs. Okay, cool. I do too. Cool. All right, so let me go back off. See how this goes. So Christopher Bell at 31st place out of 39 cars is the first one that's not running. Oh, I should have done the laps too. Anyway, the last one running, the last one running was 30th place, and he did 74 laps. So he was only 1 lap down. Christopher Bell was 2 laps down, but he's out because of an accident. Anyway, as you can, if we stay over in that column, it's 4 accidents, and then drive shaft, transmission accident, DVP, disabled vehicle policy. You get 8 minutes to. It's normally 7 minutes, but for COTA they added a minute, so you have 8 minutes to get your car presentable again to go back out on the track. And if you don't make that, then you're booted. And it's a lot more complicated than that, but that's generally what it is. So, okay, Christopher Bell, Ryan Preece, Austin Dillon, AJ Allmendinger, Brad Keselowski, Connor Daly is another ringer, but mostly a guess. He drives in IndyCar. Bubba Wallace, he had a really bad interview. He was saying he's making rookie mistakes and ought to be replaced. I don't disagree with him, but boy, is that he suffers from depression, and that was a bad interview. Jimmy Johnson is second to last, and then Ty Dillon. And let's see what those asterisks are. I don't see the asterisk anywhere. I don't see an asterisk anywhere. So anyway, time of race, 3 hours, 30 minutes, 32 seconds. Average speed, 72.886 miles per hour. Margin of victory, 1.411 seconds. Boy, that is close. So, okay, that's that. Da, 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 da. And so let's see. So Formula E and COTA results, we already did that. And then Formula 1 standings and plus. So the and plus was the March Madness. And I'm already at 30 minutes. So let me try to breeze through this. Constructors. Okay. So present, screen, share screen, driver standings. Okay, so let's see here. Okay, so this is Formula 1 2023 driver standings. They've only had 2 races, so this is standings after 2 weeks. After 2 races. It's their schedule is kind of inconsistent, but it's generally every other week. Sometimes it's one every week, and after this weekend it's 4 weeks. So it's kind of all over the place. But anyway, these standings are after 2 races, but since it's so brand new on the season, I compare it to what they did last year. So anyway, so let me go full screen layout, but I don't see any comments. So I'm going to head out myself. I'm going to go so I'm off screen. I don't see there it is. Okay. So I'm going to be off screen now. Okay. So Max Verstappen, number 1 with 44 points. Sergio Perez with 43 points. Sergio won last race, and he wasn't aware that Max had sneakily done the quickest lap on the last lap. So during the interview, Sergio thought he had the extra point and the lead, and he found out he did not, which was a bummer. Anyway, Max was first last year, so that's no big deal. Sergio's was third last year, so he's +1. And then Fernando Alonso is third with 30 points. He was 9th last year at the end of the year. So this is 6 positions higher than what he was last year, which is great. Carlos Sainz is 4th, and he was 5th last year, so he's up 1. Lewis Hamilton he's 5th, and he was 6th, so he's +1. George Russell is 6th, and he was 4th, so he's -2. Sorry, this is probably a little confusing. If anybody has any questions and stuff. Lance Stroll is the teammate of Fernando Alonso. So Aston Martin is doing well. Lance is doing fantastic. He's 7th, and last year he finished 15th. So he's up 8 positions, which is phenomenal. Charles Leclerc is 8th. He was 2nd, so he's down 6 positions. Valtteri is 9th, was 10th, so he's up 1 position. Esteban is 10th. He was 8th, so he's down 2 positions. Pierre Gasly, he's 11th. He was 14th, so he's up 3 positions. I thought he was doing really poorly. That's weird. Okay, Kevin Magnussen is 12th. He was 13th, so he's up 1 position. And this is only 2 races, but it's the only thing I got to compare it to. So that's what I'm doing. Sorry about my OCD-ness. 13th, Alexander Albon. Let's see here. Was 19th, so he's +6. Yuki Tsunoda is 14th. He was 17th, so he's +3. 15th, Nico Hülkenberg, new this year. 16th, Logan Sargent, new this year. 17th, Zhou Guanyu, was 18th, so he's up 1 position. Nick DeVries is new this year. Oscar Piastri is new this year. And Lando Norris was 7th, and he's now 20th. And he's doing not real well, and McLaren's doing horrible. They're the bottom two there. But, I mean, he was 7th, and now he's 20th. So that's minus 13 positions. I mean, that hurts. That hurts. So let me stop that screen. And then let's see if it's down here. Constructor standings. So what do we got? Present. And this should probably be the last thing I'm going to go over. I wanted to keep it pretty quick and simple. And feel free to make comments for the two people here if you wanted to. I know those numbers aren't always right. They're usually low, so it's usually more people than that. But I don't know if Lyndon, if that's you, Lyndon, it's good to see you. Thank you for coming. I always appreciate you being here. I appreciate your research and everything. Okay, so I'm already off screen for you all. Now I'm going to go off screen for me. So 2023 constructors standings. Number 1, Red Bull Racing by a landslide, 87 to 38. They're killing. They were 1 at the end of last year, so they're the same. Aston Martin is second at 38, and Mercedes is 38, so they're kind of tied, but I'm sure Aston Martin has the tiebreaker. So they're 7th, they're second, and they were 7th, so they're up 5. Mercedes is 3rd, and they were 3rd, so they're 0 changes. Ferrari is 4th, was 2nd, so they're down 2. Alpine is 5th, they were 4th, so they're down 1. Alfa Romeo was 6th, is 6th, so there's no change. Did I do that? Let's see. Haas Ferrari, the only American team in this Formula 1 in the last 30 years. They're 7th. They were 8th, so they're +1. This is huge. Even though it's only 1 point to the far right column, I don't care. Just to have them 8th. So Williams is 8th. They're normally 10th. They're always 10th for the last 2, 3, 4 years and have never moved from 10th. So this is phenomenal. I know it's only 1 point. But it is 1 point. So they're 8th. And then 9th, AlphaTauri was 9th, so they haven't moved. And then McLaren is 10th, and they were 5th. So they're -5. That's a huge move. So the biggest movers, Aston Martin up 5, McLaren down 5. And then there's a -2, +2, -1, +1. And then 4 zeros, four unchanges. So let me go off screen. Back onto the main screen. And let's end that. So I think that, let me just go through my tabs real quick. So the first one is StreamYards, and then YouTube Francis, Formula E standings, Twitter. Ooh, 3 notifications. Let me see what those are. Speaking, man. What are those called? Seconds? What are those called? The speaking things. Anyway, they're becoming really popular in Twitter, and I've done one, but I don't quite understand their significance. So Nightbot, face of Formula 1, upcoming weekend TV schedule, the brackets for the March Madness, and then scores for March Madness, and other things for March Madness, and my Facebook Reels, my Instagram Reels, my YouTube, I guess those are shorts. Then ESPN, that's the TV schedule for 2023 Formula 1 season. So I printed it up for the last 3. And that's the COTA results, and that's F1, and that's E. So, okay. It looks like I have done everything. Sweet Melissa, I don't know if you're still there, but I'm going to start to say, it takes me a while to say goodbye, but probably 3 to 5 minutes or something. So I'm going to say thank you, Sweet Melissa, and everyone. See you later. Oop, what happened? I'm sorry, that's a typo. I meant to say thank you, Sweet Melissa and everyone. See you later. Not than you, but thank you. but I write it once. It happens 4 times. So anyway, I like to type that, and then I say I'm going to hit the end broadcast twice, and then check out my 8 streams. But that takes a few minutes. So after I hit end broadcast twice, the comments can still keep working. And then after I do the 8 streams, which should be 5 or so minutes, then I would hit leave studio, and then that's when the comments would end. So anyway, it was not as quick as I thought it would be, but it's still pretty quick. I appreciate everybody comment. I appreciate the people watching it recording. If you have any comments, questions, anything like that, Lyndon, if that's you, please come back. I'd love to have you back, Lyndon. It would be great to have you back if you would come back. But I think that's it. Everybody, I will talk to y'all later. Have a great night, and see you soon, Joe. Thanks, sweet Melissa. I appreciate you being here. That is so nice. So thank you so much. So, okay, see you soon. Okay, so end broadcast in 3, 2, 1. And now I have to hit it a second time, and that's usually when it ends immediately. So end broadcast in 3, 2, 1. Bye.